Hello, hello, all. Welcome.
Greetings and salutations from Chinaland.
Cheers.
Sorry, we're going Japanese today.
So, we're going to free flow today, like usual. So, do you have something you want to bring up first, or would you like me to start it off?
Well, I've been really busy today. I'm an independent graphic designer. Not fancy stuff, just, ads and stuff. But I've been really busy lately. Thank goodness, because last year it all went to shit. But this year's picking up. But it's some people are indecisive, and I get real antsy when they can't make up their mind, or they're confused, or they don't know what they want, but they want me to fix it. And I don't like to deal with people. I guess that's why I work for myself. I just don't get along with people.
She gets antsy, and she has a hard time communicating.
Yeah, I don't talk well. I'm surprised I'm doing this.
What I told her about a certain ad she was working on, I was like, you really need to communicate and be vulnerable. Say, I don't understand where you're coming from. Delve into every question about the ad that you have so that you can get on the same page as her. And I think it really helped her.
Yeah. My main problem is I'm used to doing newspaper ads. Hey, that's a square, put some copies, some pictures in there, and you're a happy camper. But I've been delving into logos and things like that. And I'm not an artist. I'm a designer, which means I take components and put it together. And an artist can draw and do all kinds of stuff. That ain't me, okay? But anyhow, I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
So we're gonna connect our wands.
We're gonna do a protective to keep us away from all the anxieties in the world.
And may we be protected in this circle from any maleficent or any malicious intent that may try to infiltrate this convo. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Bring it back together. Blessed be. I love you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Okay. So now that we got that over.
Got me drinking in the middle of the damn day.
Hey, it helps you loosen up, I think.
Oh, yeah, because this morning was...
Personally, I think we should go back to your past.
And, a long time ago.
Yep. Back to before you met Glenn.
Okay.
And all of your studies that you were doing. How you're part of the Glee Club, and maybe just elaborate on all of that. What do you think?
Well, we moved a lot. For some reason, my mother just couldn't stay still. She was born and raised in the same house in Minnesota, but she just couldn't still. So not only did we move from city to city, we moved from state to state. So for me to get along in school, because I loved school, I still love learning. But for me to get along in school, I joined things. Everything I could possibly join. I was in the Glee Club. Too short for the cheerleaders. But I was in band. I played drums in the band. And the main reason I played drums in the band is I'm deaf in one ear. And I don't hear music well. And the fact that we didn't have to buy an instrument, because all we had to buy was a practice pad and some drumsticks, which I bought out of my babysitting room. So anyway, I joined the band and joined the Glee Club, joined the drama club, which I love drama.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I should have been an actress. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't pursue acting. Well, because you're supposed to grow up, and get married, and have children, and live happily ever after.
There will be more videos starring Cranky Grandma.
And then I played girls softball.
Really?
Yeah, I was a shortstop.
Did not know that.
What shortstop, 5 foot tall, but I was a good catcher, a good thrower, and mediocre hitter. I could get it out there. I mean, it's not like they struck me out every time. And then we played it, and I also played in the Powder Puff football team, which is the girls' football team. And I was wily, so I was the halfback. I could do my things, and then I did running back for a while. So, I joined everything you could possibly join that I could qualify for or get into that I had a halfway interest in, so that I would not so much make friends as to fit in and be part of something, because I knew it wouldn't be long and we'd be moving somewhere else. So, yeah.
So to elaborate on that and your childhood and how y'all moved so much and the farm life and whatnot, let's get into after Glenn. And what proceeded afterwards.
After high school?
As far as you and your emotional distraught from them taking Glenn away from you. Are you ready to go into that?
Well, my junior year in high school, when we moved to New Mexico, and I've talked about this before, the first day of school, I met my love of my life, my high school sweetheart. And he picked me up in typing class, last class of the day. And he said, "You want to go to a pep rally?" And, sure, why not? He was tall, dark, and handsome, all of the above. And we were together from then on for all of the junior year and most of the summer between the junior and senior year. Well, in the meantime, his sister got pregnant, and his parents were afraid that that's what we were going to do, because we were so close, went everywhere together, did everything together, spent all the time we could together. Well, that's not true, because I wanted to go to college. Okay. So, but they thought that anyway. I mean, I was pretty sexy to think, so I can see why they thought that. But, so they moved him to another town, and we lost touch, and he didn't really try. I don't know. He didn't have a car or whatever. And, so
but
then,
he still had feelings for you.
Well, I don't know, because he never contacted me.
Okay. And
but
so how
and
did
then,
that affect you?
Well, I went stupid. I quit the band. I quit the glee club. I just stayed in drama. That's all I stayed in. And I worked, got jobs to make money, because my parents didn't give me nothing. But I was going to go somewhere.
So
wait a minute. I'm thinking I was going to go somewhere with this.
The way he affected you.
Don't prompt me. You're not gonna jog this old brain. Okay. So like I said, I quit doing everything, and then we moved again. And so I picked up the first hunk of meat that could take care of me, and that was husband number one.
Bravely.
Yeah, well, we don't want to talk about him.
No.
Oh, there, I now remember where I was going.
There we go.
Okay. After high school and them taking Glenn away from me, I went to my 50th high school reunion. He was still alive. He was still living in Tucumcari, New Mexico. Yeah. And he was married. But I had sent some pictures up there to find if he was still around. And sure enough, he was still around. And he was there, and he gave me his address. Oh,
and so y'all got to reconnect.
In a little thing, but go back a little bit. I had written him letters after high school when he moved, and found out later at the 50th reunion that his mother and aunt hid the letters from him. He said, "If I'd known you were still looking for me, I'd have come and found you." But he had no clue where we had moved to.
Right.
Nobody could say anything, could tell him anything.
They were hiding everything.
And they were hiding everything. So anyway, at the 50th high school reunion, because I'd sent this stuff to him, he responded back, gave me his information. His wife didn't care. We were old people, okay? And when I got there, I checked in my motel. I flew a plane into Amarillo because it's cheaper if you have to go over the border to New Mexico. It costs more. And then rented a car and drove into Kinky. And I got my motel room. And so I got all hussied up and drove the car over to his house. Well, nobody was there. Okay, so I left a note on the door. I got back to the motel, undressed, got a little bit of snookered, a little bit of high. And he comes knocking at the door with his wife. He says, we were out of town.
Fabulous.
And so, but anyway, so I got to see him, and I didn't look that great, but I was still okay.
You got to reconnect.
But no, that wasn't when we reconnected.
Okay.
He says, so come by. I said, well, I'll come by because that night was the reunion dinner. So I said, I'll come by before the reunion dinner. I said, I'd love it if you went with me. Well, his wife wouldn't have nothing of that, okay? Because especially after I showed up at their house,
okay,
I was all hoochie mama out.
Uh-huh.
And still back then, which was 20,
Was
so it was a while, but I was still looking good and I was still a hoochie mama. But anyway, I got to the house and they invited me in. And she left to go to some event.
Oh,
and
perfect.
Yeah, but we just sat there and talked and reminisced. And he was still he was as much of a gorgeous young man as he was. He was a gorgeous old man too. And I'm glad I got to do that because the following year he passed away.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
So I did get to revisit him again.
You got to make amends.
Well, we didn't make amends. We just reconnected, yeah. And
right
so
before he died. Wow.
Well, yeah. And so I found out. Now he didn't go to the reunion with me, but I did get to. We sat and talked for almost 2 hours before I went to the reunion, and we had a good time. And it was a great memory that I have of being able to reconnect with him and sing with him. Yeah, my first real true love. Because actually, I remember being in love once again. It was after all 5 of my husbands. And he was too, there was 25 years difference. I had children older than him, but it was all good. But he was the kind of man that I'd be having a bad day and he could call me on the phone and all of a sudden life was good. I was feeling good. Nothing could do me harm. But that lasted almost 5 years, which I'm surprised it did. But life goes on. I haven't been with anybody. I've been divorced way long time, probably 25, 30 years. So, and the last time I got laid was 17 years ago. So now I'm just working at home. Yeah.
10 plus for me.
Yeah. So we just home doing our thing, surviving this pandemic, Life is good.
Let's speak on that.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the pandemic.
Okay.
No, I feel
fine
good right now. I don't want no compassion. I don't want no empathy. I don't want to go there.
You want compassion.
Okay.
But you just don't want to go into the
pandemic. I don't want to go into the pandemic, that's for sure.
Got you.
I mean, another friend of mine had to get tested because she was exposed to it. And she only lives like 4 doors down from me or 3 doors down from me. So it's like, after losing 2 friends last week, and I mean, another friend of mine lost a friend,
and my niece and her whole inner circle family all got it.
But they're all okay.
Luckily,
they eat a healthy diet and they keep their exercise.
And I think that's what's important is, diet, nutrition. Food should be considered as nutrition. Like cilantro is antioxidant. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory and a probiotic. Ginger is a probiotic and an anti-inflammatory. Lemon, natural lemon that you squeeze yourself, is nutrition as well, and amino acids and stuff like that.
Yeah, my granddaughter and grandson, granddaughter and her really husband helps. And my 2 great grandchildren, they eat a very healthy diet and they're very active. And they did get it, but they were only sick a couple of days, kind of like they had the common flu. So it is very important. Now he keeps me up on my diet and trying to keep me healthy. I got a glass of red juice,
Constantly,
beet juice in the
every
office.
day,
I know he drives me
all
crazy.
day from
So
dawn
we try to eat healthy,
dusk.
and I go on my walks every day. One for sure. Try to get 2 or 3 in there.
Got her doing it.
And well, we lost our car 3 years ago, so cardio wasn't that much of a. No, it was 2. Was it 2 years ago? I don't know. It was.
Now,
seems like it was forever ago.
2 years now.
No, it's 2.
Going on
it's
3.
2 years. 2 years.
Going on.
It was March year before last. Okay. But anywho, and I go on my walks. I have to go to the corner store and get him cigarettes because I quit smoking December 23rd last year.
Can we all get a round of applause for her? Like, okay. That's so amazing that you were able to quit. You were able to conquer it. You were able to take responsibility for the fact that you had a cough and that you really needed to take steps and mental games or whatever you had to do to quit.
Well, I just got tired of coughing myself to sleep every night.
I got tired of you coughing every 5 minutes.
I just put him down and didn't go back. I mean, and that's how to do it.
How long?
No aids, no nothing, no.
Just
a couple of days. It's just quit.
Cold turkey.
Okay, quit. You may drink a little bit more, but that's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with liquor because it's a disinfectant.
And teach yourself, practice the words of, I don't want this. This is not serving me. This is actually self-destructive.
Now, I ain't quit this stuff, my friends.
Well, because that's doing you good.
Yeah, that's my medicine.
So definitely a blessing and an inspiration to me to want to quit smoking. And it was such you being able to do that and realize in your mind that you needed to quit for your cough and taking responsibility gave me so much respect and inspiration from you to where, okay, even after losing my best friend and then her father dying right after her birthday, as well as her aunt and her great-grandmother, all within a year.
Her grandmother.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, this pandemic is not even withstanding the people that have died from it. Just the fact that we have to stay locked up like a bunch of caged animals. And now a friend of mine who works with the elderly, to keep her job, she has to get the vaccine. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't trust doctors. I don't trust pharmaceutical companies. I don't take the flu shot.
I don't trust none of it.
So we're not getting it, but she has to keep her job. So now it's a controlled where you have to get your vaccine if you want to be able to make a living. Thank goodness they're not going to make me tape it to lose my Social Security, because that's how we make it, is my Social Security. But now that's a little bit too much to where you have to do this. I don't trust them. And they came out with a vaccine, less than a year when this all happened?
Way too quick.
And it was way too quick. How could they go through trials and everything else? Now, nobody I've talked to has had any reactions from it. But that's just the first one. They've still got to take the second one. And hey, that doesn't mean the reactions are going to show up in days. I don't trust them.
Okay, so my thoughts on that. We know this from experience from our government creating vaccines, that it takes 4 to 20 years of observation and studying people taking these vaccines to actually learn kind of the in and outs, not 100%, but 99%.
Well, they don't want to be sued because it knocked somebody's kidneys out. Okay?
Not to mention.
So is it really a vaccine?
Not to mention.
Or is it a placebo?
Not to mention Pfizer did a whole thing where they did a legal document saying they're not responsible for any kind of anybody that wants to sue them for side effects. So that's a red flag right there.
Yeah.
But my whole thing about the vaccines is that, like I said, it takes 4 to 20 years to really get a grasp on it. And they're experimenting with the population. And not only the population, our first responders, which is very
People
dangerous.
are lining up to get this
Dangerous.
vaccine. It's like sending the cattle to the slaughterhouse.
Dangerous.
That's what I was walking home from the store this morning. And I was thinking, it's like the Jews when they were telling them to get in the railroad cars. They just went and did what they were told. Okay, so these people they find out there's a vaccine available. They line up. I mean,
and the thing is, we know it hasn't been tested long enough to see the long-term side effects of these vaccines. So therefore, we are literally using our first responders as guinea pigs for the next 4 to 20 years. How fucked up is that? Excuse my French.
Not quite as fucked up as he is, but that's okay.
So, change of subject.
I gotta get back to work, my friend.
Well, I want you to go back into your... Okay, so Glenn. You met Glenn. You met my dad.
There's a lot in between.
Let's go on to Sean. Are you
ready?
Mr.
Maldonado.
Please.
I kept his last name.
I
kept his... now, this was a little short shit. We were both alcoholics.
He was half
Spanish, half white.
No.
Yeah, he was.
No, it's half Spanish, half something else, like Irish.
Yes. Oh, well, Irish. Yeah,
Irish.
That's white. Okay.
Well, no. Irish.
All right, he was half Irish. So when he got drunk, he had the Irish temper and he had the Mexican goo-haws. But anyway, we met in a bar. Charles was living with his dad. I abandoned the world and went and lived in a apartment all by myself. Went out honky-tonking and picked him up, and
What was the club? That's
yeah.
PBC?
No, this was NASA.
Oh.
This was in NASA. PBC was after Maldonado.
Okay.
But anyway, he was abusive. But for some stupid reason, I left him, and then I went and lived with my daughter, and then he begged and said he was going to go to AA and all this and that, and we did go to a couple of AAs. But the night we decided to get married. And the night we got married, we went by the liquor store. Okay. So that was history. But that marriage lasted probably 6-7 months.
Do you mind?
But I kept his last name on purpose because Maldonado in my world means don't ever get married again, Susan.
Thank you.
And so I haven't been. What do you want to know about him?
Can we delve into that night where I had to call Melanie?
Oh yeah, it got when it finally.
Can I speak?
It finally ended. I guess he's gonna go and look at it from his perspective. But let's go.
I would like to speak on it from my perspective. I was how old? 6?
No, you were in first grade. So you were 7.
7. Okay.
Maybe 8.
Sleeping in my room in Pearland when I was going to Jameson School and taking art classes, etc. She comes in my room in lingerie, red makeup smeared everywhere. Call Melanie. Sean's raping me. So she goes back there to make Sean doesn't know what's going on. And I go on the phone and somehow knew her number. This is back in the day when you don't have a cell phone. You had to dial the freaking number and have it memorized. Dialed her and said, "Hey, Melanie." And her husband was named Sean as well. What was his name?
John.
Was it John? I thought it was Sean.
Mm-mm.
He was a Mexican badass, basically. And I was like, "Melanie, can you please get John to come over and take care of Sean because he is raping my mom. And this was at 7 years old. So she said, yes, we're on the way. I went into my room, laid in my bed, tried to be as silent as possible, and waited. As soon as I saw headlights come through my window, I ran to the front door, opened it, and there was Melanie's husband. And I said, that way, please take care of it. Sean was running around the house outside naked, fully naked, cussing and cursing my mom and cursing everybody out. My sister showed up, grabbed me, pulled me into her car while Melanie's husband dealt with Sean. And I'm sure my mom went through some shit afterwards when it all ended. I don't know how it ended because my sister drove me away from the situation. And that's when I moved in with my sister. Can you elaborate what happened after that?
They drove me to the police station. We put a restraining order on him.
And then lo and behold, I don't want to create any angst, but I think this needs to be heard.
No, I did some stupid shit.
Lo and behold, later on,
well, that's what I just said.
She decided to get married again to him.
I never was
and
first time.
I came up, we were living at my sister's, and I came up to her, and she told me, hey, by the way, me and Sean are getting married again. And I said, I hate you.
We never were married the first time.
I said, I hate you. And she said, well, everyone else told me congratulations. And I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot congratulate you on this evil. It's not exactly how I put it, but it was basically this evil relationship that has caused us so much pain. And now you're going to marry the man?
I did. I made some stupid mistakes in my life, and he was one of the biggest ones. And that's why when I divorced his happy little ass, I kept his last name. To remind me mentally and everything that was stupid, that it caused everybody so much agony and pain and myself and my family and that, well, and his sister and everybody. So I just kept his last name to remind me, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah. Which brings me to a part we had at Easter at our house that Sean Maldonado had with my mom. And, you know, I was being me. I was a wild child. I said something. He slapped me in front of my whole family and forced me to my room during Easter holiday where my whole family was eating. I do. And none of my family members, literally everyone, my brother, my two brothers, my sister, my mom, we're all there.
Yeah, he had a bitching childhood.
And not a single one of them spoke up against Sean.
Okay, I didn't want to rehash the fact that we have problems,
I think
Charles.
it needed to come out. And I think people need
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. Not that I drink a lot. And I drank a lot then too.
Yes.
And now I've gotten much better. But I can't change the past. I can't make it right.
But we can learn from it.
Okay, but I did learn from it.
And we're still learning. And it's just a topic I want to talk about, to delve into our past, to share, you know, what we've been through together. Because our paths have been intertwined from the very beginning. Just like, let's go into my birth, how when I was sickly, and as soon as you recovered, came in and held me to your heart, I immediately started breathing better. I wanted to eat, and I was able to go home the same night. So we have been intertwined from the very beginning. So is there anything you would like to conclude the night off with?
No, I think we've exposed enough raw sores to the world. I mean, hey, everybody's got them, okay? Everybody's got a past. And it's hard to talk about them because it still tugs at my heart that I did the wrong things. But I did the wrong things, and hey, I am so human. It's scary. I mean, I don't have any teeth down here, okay? And I'm sorry that that ugly little mouth comes out there. But you know, we all have a past and everything else, and you either learn from it or you don't, and you just keep on going. It's one day at a time, one step at a time. You know, because you don't always wake up in a good mood. You don't always wake up with money in your pocket so you can do something that day. You know, some days, and this has been rainy. I hate Texas weather during the winter. Rainy and cold and hot. Rainy and cold, hot. Rainy, cold, hot. I mean, your body has no clue what's going on out there.
Stay cold or stay hot.
But, you know, hey, I've been here 35 years, so gonna have to get over that too. But anyway, if you visited us with us today, we appreciate you. Watch my YouTube channel, Cranky Grandma, and of course his YouTube channel, Curly Karl.
How are you spelling your YouTube channel?
Cranky with a K, Kranky Grandma, Grandma.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe and ring that bell videos and all that good stuff. But let us know in the comments anything you want us to talk about.
Yeah, if you have any
if you like our bickering, we can go there more too.
If you have any questions right now, please go ahead and post one before we.
There's only 2 people up there, and I don't even know if it's 2 real people or just one real
hold
person.
Up. Let's see if we get a question. So if
are
you have
you
a question
real?
Before we au revoir, Shetty, post it now. I'll give you a minute or 2. And I kind of want to conclude the night as well, or the day or whatever. I am working on a cover of Nina Simone's song Plain Gold Ring.
He's doing a real good job of it too.
And I'm practicing it every day. I'm putting stuff on YouTube about it. She's teaching me how to sing. I've got the chords down, except for the 3 changes she does, which I don't want to look it up because I want it to be my interpretation. So I don't want to like look up the chords. I want to find them. And don't want to look up the vocal chords. I want to find them and do it through my perspective. I want to interpret the song. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, and I'll probably be posting live videos of me practicing daily. And so you'll get to see the experience. I'm doing the song in a way where I'm creating the bass with my acoustic, the drums with tambourines, and the piano crescendos that she does, I'm recreating with my electric guitar. So it's going to be quite the experience. Definitely my interpretation and more of a kind of a folk Native American song is what I'm kind of going for. So since we didn't get a question, we would like to thank you for joining us tonight. And as always, we love you. Au revoir, Shetty. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Aloha.